Welcome back to this channel. Today I want us to talk about something very important. Even though I'm not going to talk about finances, I'm going to talk about something that a lot of people or a lot of young ones and also recent graduates usually find it difficult in doing. I've organized a training on it, and I've also promised to make a video on it. And today I want us to use this opportunity to talk more on how to draft a successful CV, a winnable CV, a CV that can earn you a job opportunity, or a CV that can earn you anything, either scholarship or anything that you want. So let's get right into it. So what one may ask, what is a CV? A CV is a well crafted or a well comprehensive document that comes with all your credentials in terms of education, in terms of research, in terms of whatever that you've achieved. It's a comprehensive statement. So if you take a look at the recruitment process, you realize that we have one particular process or stage that we call an interview, and before you even get to the interview stage, you need to apply, and in applying you need to send your CV alongside. And once you send your CV alongside, the CV has to be carefully reviewed, and as to whether you've qualified or you've not qualified to be called on the interview will determine by your CV, because the CV carries the impression, like it carries who you are to the application process. So it's usually considered that whatever that you've sent to the recruiter is who you are. So when they are reading the CV, they get full impression of who they are dealing with. So that's why you need to have a good or a standing or a standout CV whenever you are applying for everything. So today I want us to take some few minutes and look at how to get a good and a winnable CV. So let's get right into it. So first of all, let's look at the formatting. How to format a CV. In formatting a CV, you first of all need to have a good font size, you need to have a good font style, you need to have good words arrangements, and also you need to have good chronological order of arranging things. And that notwithstanding, in order to have a good formatting, you need to arrange how you position your titles or anything that you've been able to acquire. Always make sure that it's at the left side, and also the date and everything also comes at the right side. With this, it gives vivid impression of how well presented you will be. So in order to have this particular good fair impression, you need to have a top-notch formatting. You need to format your CV in a well recognized way. So let's get right into it. I'm going to take us through 7 key components of how to get a good CV, and the first component that we'll be speaking about is your heading. So most people usually fail, or they usually have issues whenever they comes to writing a CV. The heading, they usually brings curriculum vitae. No, it's very wrong. Whenever you are drafting a CV or a well crafted CV, don't usually bring curriculum vitae as the heading of that particular CV. Always make sure your name, your full name, as in your surname, and also your first name, is boldly written on top of the CV as the heading. Never made a mistake and write curriculum vitae on your CV. So the heading comes along with email address, it comes along with your contact, it also comes along with your phone number. These are very key or vital information to leave on top of your CV, because whenever a recruiter is coming to take your CV, first of all, if you are qualified or you are not qualified, how they will reach out to you, it depends on the contact information and also who you are that you've left on top of the CV. So once you are leaving a CV, always make sure you leave a good and a strong email. Whenever they are contacting you, they will be able to get you at any point in time. And mind you, when you are creating an email, don't always use jargons or any nickname in creating your email address. Use your first name and also your last name in order to make it stand out, because whenever a recruiter comes and see some Sparta something, it gives the impression that you are not serious. So make sure you always leave a valid email that comes with your names or similar to the names that you have as on your official document. And also the phone number, make sure you leave a valid phone number. Make sure you leave a valid address in your CV. The second key element we'll be talking about is your personal statement, and the personal statement is usually the short summary about who you are, what you'll be able to offer, and also what you are looking for in the organization when given the opportunity. And mind you, the personal statement that you are putting out carries a lot of weight. It gives the breeder or the recruiter the fair impression about who they are dealing with. If you have a strong personal statement, it kind of motivate or it give welcoming to the reader or the particular the recruiter. So whenever you are putting out a personal statement, make sure you comes with a good personal statement, something that's aligned with the vision and mission of the organization, and also you yourself as in particular. And also make sure you state categorically what you'll be able to offer to this particular organization that you are applying for, and also what you are looking for when you are given the opportunity to serve in that particular organization. With good personal statement, you'll be able to entice the reader, or you'll be able to entice the recruiter to keep going. The third information or the third key element we'll be talking about is your educational background or educational achievements. A lot of people usually make mistake when it comes to the educational background, or when they are listing the educational background. In CV writing, always make sure you list everything in a chronological order. The recent achievement that you've made, either educational wise or any other thing that we are going to talk about in this video, always make sure you list either achievement or jobs or anything in a recent order. So let's take it like you've been able to achieve a master's, or you've attained a master's degree. When you are writing a CV, the master's degree with the program should come first. Make sure it comes first as one of the topmost or the recent achievement that you've made. And mind you, whenever you are stating or you are categorically stating the educational background, make sure your school, your program, and also the date that you've achieved, that's the starting and also the ending that you've been able to achieve that particular goal is stated. So let's say you've attended Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology and you are able to do masters in finance. So when you are coming to draft a CV, make sure you state it categorically, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, and also you state the program name and also the date that you've been able to start, and also you've been able to get rewarded with this particular degree. Let the education and the program come at the left, and also the dates and everything comes at the right. With this particular arrangement, you'll be able to get the reader to keep reading your document. And also, after stating categorically your, let's say, your masters, then next thing that, so let's say after stating categorically your masters, the next thing that should come is your undergrad. Don't go or jump to list your primary or your senior high school or your junior high school achievement. No, it's very wrong. Let it come after your master's program. So the most recent, from masters to first degree to senior high school and also junior high school. Some people usually prefer to leave out the senior high schools, and also some people usually prefer to add the senior high schools and also junior high school, depending on whatever you are applying for. If is needed, kindly add it, but most of the times it's basically not needed, like KG primary school. I've seen a lot of people adding it, so you can eliminate it whenever you are adding this vital information under your educational background. The next thing that we are coming to talk about will be your work experience, and it's part of the 7 key elements. It's necessary whenever you are drafting a CV, a standard CV. This information that I'm putting out should be clearly added. So your working experience, the working experience clearly states where you've worked in a while, the contribution you've made, and also the year of your employment, and also the year that you left. And if you are still there, you need to state it. You've been able to gain employment and you've successfully served in one particular role. When you are coming to craft your CV, you need to state it, and also that one too comes in a chronological order. Craft it and let the job and everything be at the left side, and also the date, the starting date and the ending date also be at the right side. The 5th key element comes with the leadership experiences. Leadership and learning are indispensable, and at every stage or at every point in time of one life, one need to always learn and also equip himself in leadership. And if you've been able to find yourself in a leadership role, this is a major plus for you, because when it comes to recruitment, it actually plays a vital role. Whenever you are applying for something with someone and you are privileged to have or have been served in one particular leadership role, it gives you a plus ahead of someone who has not been able to have some leadership experiences. Because even in organization, we do have leadership. We have leadership that if this person is able to exhibit, it will be able to promote the organization and make it achieve the organizational goal and everything. So in every CV, or whenever you are applying for a job, or whenever you are applying for something very key, you need to always add the leadership experiences. And it also comes in a chronological order, the recent achievement to the last achievement. Make sure you always add leadership experiences, because it kind of give you plus when you are drafting your CV. And also, one of the key elements when we are crafting a CV, the fifth one, is languages. So languages are very important, they are vital. It's a plus whenever you are drafting a CV, because once you are able to speak 2 or 3 languages and you categorically state it, even some jobs are there, whenever they are putting out the job offered or the job opportunity, they state very clearly that they need people who are very fluent when it comes to Twi, when it comes to Dagbani, when it comes to this and that language, or sometimes a foreign language, Spanish and everything. So whenever you are applying for a job and you are crafting a CV and you have an upper hand, or you are someone who speaks many languages, always state it clearly in your CV. Clearly, you can state the international languages that you speak, you can state the local languages and also your national language. So English, Dagbani, Twi, whatever language that you speak, always make sure you state it clearly in your CV when you are drafting it. And the last element, or the 7th element to be talking about, is the referees. In recent times, referees is not that needed. Whenever you are applying for a job, most of the times you don't have to add it. However, we have exceptional cases. Let's say some jobs opportunities are there that they require that you add your referees. It's very important that you always add it. And also some scholarships, or let me say most scholarships, require that you should add your referees, the contact address, the name, contact address, the position, and also the organization. Always make sure you put it out. However, if this is not asked for, always leave your referees on available on request. Leave everything available on request, because you don't know what may trigger the employer, and at the end of the day you'll be denied that particular job opportunity. There are many other elements that you can add, but these are the 7 key elements that you should always include in your CV whenever you are drafting a winnable CV. These 7 key elements will give you an upper hand. Others choose to add interests and hobbies, others choose to add awards and achievements. Those are other elements that you can add to your CV. However, these are the 7 key elements. Make sure whenever you are drafting a standard CV, these things are well added to that particular CV. And trust me, if you are able to do this, you'll be able to get an upper hand in the job offer or the job opportunity that you are coming to apply for. And the last thing I will talk about is how to save your CV. Many people, when they are done, they just save their CV in any way. No, it's very wrong. Whenever you are saving your CV, save your CV in your name, because you don't know who you are sending your CV to. You can choose to add it. Let's say my name is Hamdawe, I can put it like Saibo Hamdawe CV. That's very correct. And it's, let's say Daniel, you can add Daniel and you add CV at the end of the day, or better still, just leave it in your name. So with this, whenever the recruiter is coming to do shortlisting and you have good credential, it will be able to give you an upper hand. And mind you, or let me put an advice to students who are still on campus learning: whenever there's an opportunity for you to improve, either through leadership, volunteerism, please avail yourself, because these are some of the elements or some of the things that you include in your CV that will make it more vital. Volunteer, go for internship, do attachment. Most of the times, whenever I'm reviewing CV, I got to realize that a lot of our students usually have empty CVs, a CV that is just their names and the schools they've attended, nothing to add to it. No volunteerism, no internships. This is very wrong. And one of the things that is more encouraged more than even having a good CV is strong network and a strong connection. At every point in time, whenever I'm given the opportunity to speak to people, I usually state emphatically that whenever you find yourself or wherever you find yourself, build a solid network and a solid connection for yourself, because on any day connection is more important, or it comes with more weight than CV. Thank you very much guys for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.